الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين ولا عدوان إلا على الظالمين. My dear respected brothers and sisters, I welcome everyone back to the Ramadan series. And inshallah today we have our brother Sulaiman Barrie to give the presentation. Brother Sulaiman?
Naam, Ramadan.
Inshallah, yes, you can go ahead.
So just for disclaimer.
Okay, I just want to announce this meeting is recorded, and it will be shared on the FPU WhatsApp group.
Yes, for
and so just to let everyone know that's been recorded.
I think Mr. President,
yeah, please, everybody mute yourself. I try to mute people, but please mute yourself.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا ونبينا ومولانا حبيبنا مصطفى محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. My respectable brothers and sisters in Islam, I'm ready for those who are back today for the second time, inshallah, on this blessed month of Ramadan, where they try to share the blessing. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give the blessing of the Ramadan. Inshallah, for the next few minutes, I would like to share with you my topic today based on the lessons who they learn during Ramadan or even after Ramadan go down, what we don't derive. Of course, we all know say Ramadan normally can end with a beautiful gathering, what we can call Eid. And we would like everybody for no say the lessons that they learn during the month of Ramadan, they're so useful to we as Muslims that they're supposed to stay with we even after Ramadan done. So therefore, if all what they learn during the month of Ramadan, then when Ramadan done, then we left them behind then we as Muslims were in a state of loss. Every Ramadan that comes and passes by is like a school. I mean as a school because it's like a period of training for 30 days of the month, in which we are reminded, in which we are trained, and the useful lessons are all what they learn, what they take from there. So Ramadan is like a training school, where they spend 30 days. And they train we for let we able adapt to the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I would like everybody to know Ramadan shows us the true potentials of adopting a lifestyle closer to Islamic ideals. We are in living day and night of this blessed month of Ramadan, with a kind of oriented focus. We are in, would they get closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if they able to provide for we a standard by which we go able to evaluate ourselves during other times of the year. In other words, say, during this month of Ramadan, it will lead we for that we able to focus on the Islamic ideals, wherein we don't achieve them and it is set for a standard wherein we can be able to evaluate ourselves during other times, not even during the month of Ramadan, but during other times. And nobody would deny the fact that the month of Ramadan, it drives us more closer together, especially strongly and meaningfully within our own families themselves and the Islamic community at large. It is rather unfortunate this year, we're not able to meet up now with usual masjid. Where people say we're able to bond together closer as Muslims. But again, this year, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says we will in our houses them. But again, we're able to bond more closer again with families and with wives and with them.
Sorry, Shtakune, you find you cannot get background noise.
No, I don't get nobody. I mean, one green in my palo.
No, I don't know if in your movement, you hear you better. Sorry.
It's okay. Now they hear me now?
Much better.
Okay. I'm sorry about that. So what I be the time for talk, I want base me few minutes what I get on the lessons them, what they learn during the month of Ramadan. The first lesson what I want to share with you, the first one, I call it taqwa. What I mean by taqwa, now one of the first and foremost lesson during the month of Ramadan, who they attain during this blessed month of Ramadan. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he tell me inside the Quran, he say, Ya ayyuhalladina amanu, kutiba alaykum siyam, kama kutiba alal ladina min qablikum la'alakum tattaqun. He say, oh, you believe? He say, fasting has been prescribed for you, as it was prescribed for those before you, so that we now go gain what we call taqwa, the piousness. You know, by taqwa, it means a lot of people can say taqwa is afraid God. But the Islamic principle of taqwa, what it actually means, it means consciousness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Where they get the consciousness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In other words, the presence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The awareness say Allah is watching you. And in a state of mindfulness, that will make you a better Muslim. Naina taqwa in Islam. It means you get the consciousness of Allah that there is somebody, there's a creator of it. And that creator is in sense of presence. Any service that you do. And the way I say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is watching you. And you did there in a state of mindfulness. So taqwa na among the highest moral qualities who a Muslim forget. And you go only achieve that day through by what? We get the consciousness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In other words, you avoid what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala not like, then you accept in commands them where you put up before we. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala good understanding there. One of the writers, the way they call Ali ibn Talib, he defined taqwa as being the Jalil. What I mean by Jalil, that is the most exalted, the most supreme being. And from that supreme being, the person they act upon the Tanzil. That is to say, what is that the most high don't reveal to you in the Quran. And from that Quran, the contents of the Quran, we the mortal man then would be content with what we call Khalil, that is the small children God believe, then would they prepare for the hereafter what they call Rahim. So in other words, Ibn Ali Talib defined taqwa has to do with fearing Allah, the most gracious, acting upon the Quran, then being content with little whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you, then preparing for the journey for this world to the next. Now so it defined taqwa. So fearness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, now essential components of taqwa. So some people then they argue say one should only love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and not fear Allah. This argument appears correct theoretically, because it is no afraid God for love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The argument appears to be correct theoretically, but in fact it is not sound. Actually, for fear Allah, it is signified the fear of the punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who will come if you disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is the fearness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And when you obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as you should be obeyed, then you repent from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then you turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you seek him forgiveness for relapses the old get. Then we hope for the future or for his mercy. So fear and hope to Allah, they're not inseparable, and they constitute the basic components of Iman, what we call faith. So what I try to explain here, most of you can say you afraid God. And for saying you afraid God, theoretically it's correct. but you not to sound because you know afraid God, you get for love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The fear they come from the punishment who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala don't prepare for we if you disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But when you disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you pray to Ram, you ask him forgiveness, you turn to Ram, you beg him, then there is hope for the mercy. Then hope and fear, then to the day that they constitute the basic concept of Iman, what we call true faith. So these are one of the lessons them actually who they learn during the month of Ramadan. Because most of you right now, so most of the commandments of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, would they follow them? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says for pray 5 times a day during the month of Ramadan. Everybody they pray. But you find out that maybe after Ramadan, they didn't careless to pray as them. As soon as Zuhr come, or the wait for us. Asr come, they put time. But now when Ramadan is so, we follow the concept. Every command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala during the month of Ramadan, they follow correctly. No sign of the will.
But Sulaiman, will they still get some echoes? Some, yes.
Okay.
Some.
Well, this is what I'm gonna do. I think I have to change to my phone because maybe the laptop they give me problem.
Yes, they get some echo. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
It's probably the internet.
Hmm?
Yeah, I thought it was the internet too, but in connection, it's very strong. It shows a very strong, you get very strong connection. So I don't think that's not a problem. I will just pause the recording.
Sorry about that. As I be say, the lesson who they learn during the month of Ramadan, I don't explain the taqwa way and the fairness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And now the other lesson we I feel say they practice during the month of Ramadan, na sabr, when are patient. Indeed, proper fasting require patience, and patience is critical na for success in life. In Surah Al-Asr, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells me, wal asr, innal insana lafi khusr. Illa alladhina amanu wa amilu salihat wa tawasaw bil haqq wa tawasaw bis sabr. Allah describes all mankind to be in a state of loss, except those who believe and they do good work and enjoy one another for say the truth, and they enjoy one another for patience. And a further lesson we actually learn during the month of Ramadan is to escape from the desire to for show off in order for seek praises from other people. Most of we who they fast Ramadan now for show off, not for even for the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, now for show off. So it is very difficult for show off in order for seek the praises from others. So it is difficult to show in Ramadan for a couple of good reasons. Like Salah, Zakat, and Hajj, they are all open acts of worship. When you pray, then go see you. When you give Zakat, sometimes they see you. When you go Hajj, people they don't know say you go Hajj. But Siyam, when Ramadan, when fasting, however, has to do with self-restraint and invisible. You know, they see Ramadan. It is something that is internal. It is not seen externally. So therefore, this is an act no one will know except you who they fast and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Ramadan, they train we follow gets rid of the disease of showing off. Another lesson, or actually what they learn during the month of Ramadan, we call it, they stop we from being what we call bokhal, for being greedy or stingy, which means for refuse for spend for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right now, I remember where Brother Umar, who president, sent a GoFundMe for able to feed people and during the COVID-19. Now they turn this way, we as Muslims, if we donate for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now they turn this way Ramadan, they stop we, the less we they learn, they stop we for being stingy. Because most of we, let us say you make a niyat, it's 30 days of Ramadan. Every day, you give $10 for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Inside the 30 days, you go don't spend $300 for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will multiply that day for you, double, 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 double. And not so for this world, because any way you do it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So you go find out, say, most of we, Ramadan, I see can we spend for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the less way they learn is they get rid of that greedy day, where you get, what Ramadan can you spend for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which means you refuse for spend in one's family or for the needy. This disease, it hold the hearts of people from fulfilling their duties. Then it recognize the right of others. So Ramadan, they teaches us generosity. People are more generous in Ramadan than any other month. So this attitude of generosity, what they do, if they cultivate in Ramadan, has to remain with us even after Ramadan. Most of we, by then, will they spend for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As soon as Ramadan don't dish none, that's it. We done. Say, oh, na Ramadan no more they spend. And that is also so forbid. And the other point why they can't discuss with una concerning Ramadan, when a very good lesson, now for strengthening, we born with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. During the month of Ramadan, the various acts of worship are increased, both in quality and in quantity. If we follow the teachings of our Holy Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam regarding how to conduct yourself in Ramadan, then we should once come out of this blessed month of Ramadan with flying colors. If we follow the Holy Prophet Muhammad in conduct, how he conducts himself during the month of Ramadan, then I believe, say, we will come at a higher level than the previous day will be done day. We are often unjust to ourselves in the sense that we often subject our bodies and souls to excess. Fasting in Ramadan, which they do, it helps us attain both physical and spiritual healing. The values and the discipline them, what they observe during the month of Ramadan, should help us worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the proper way. Listen what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tell you inside the Quran. He said, cool, tell them, inna salati wa nusuki wa mahayati wa mamati lillahi rabbil alamin. Say, O Muhammad, my prayers, my sacrifice, my life, and my death are all for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So a true Muslim complete life becomes a form of worship for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Any two way they do in life, you pray. Any two way they do, you sacrifice. You life, you death, everything are for the sake of Allah. So as a true Muslim, your complete life becomes a form of worship. We realize, say, there was an increased interaction with the Quran during the month of Ramadan. Every day we read Quran, and we all know Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reveal unto we, say, La raiba fi, get doubt. What should they do? Put the nine can guide. Lil muttaqin. Now don't come back to the one who get pious, who they call taqwa. So the Quran come for can guide for the one who get the fairness, who get the consciousness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So in reading the Quran every day, now live during the month of Ramadan, what did they do? They increase with contact with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How? Because the Quran are the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It increase with contact with the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And ultimately, when they read Quran, they get in touch with the contact through the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You go find out, say, they become closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When are born with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they become closer. Because how? When you read the Quran, you read an ayah. Then you know the ayah of this meaning, the meaning of this ayah. So what's that happen? You get to reflection. You ponder that ayah, you reflect. Say, oh, Naswabi they do. But now this ayah don't teach me something. For I reflect, for I ponder, for I change my way of life. So therefore, they become very close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the intention should be to read the Quran with the desire for let you gain from what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran. That is the whole essence of reading Quran. When they read the Quran, the intention now for read them with the desire for let you gain what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran. Why? Because this will affect the way we think and the way we live. As true believers, as we are Muslims, then it's time for us to promise ourselves, say that we will let the Quran that we read with such regularity, all the time, during the blessed month of Ramadan, let no closer again, even after Ramadan. Because right now, as I say, everybody, they read Quran every day in the month of Ramadan. So let it be upadi, because the Quran, Nakalamullah, look what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tell you inside the Quran. This Quran, they see so, now a beautiful book, now constitution as Muslim. But most of we, as soon as Ramadan judges, what do they do? They close the Quran. They close that, we put on our shelf. Look what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tell me. He said, لَوْ أَنزَلْنَا هَذَا الْقُرْآنَ عَلَى جَبَلٍ لَرَأَيْتَهُ خَاشِعًا مُتَصَدِّعًا مِنْ خَشْيَةِ اللَّهِ. He said, have I revealed this Quran on top of the mountains? Then what did that happen? He said, لَرَأَيْتَهُ خَاشِعًا مُتَصَدِّعًا. He said, you see the mountains, them, what did they do? They disintegrate. Why? Because of the fairness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But when that Quran they take, they put on our shelf there, they wait people who did not campaign, some of who not even read them. So I think say because of the technical problem we will get, I don't know, Brother Mukhtar is 9:26. I don't know if I continue. I get one more let's see one share, then after that we'll close because of time. I don't know if it's okay for me to continue or not.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, inshallah. Then one more other unique lesson what they learn during the month of Ramadan is that of change. Change is possible. You know, when we look at the state of Islam today and the state of the Muslim today, and we see them, they are far away from Islam. There seems to be no hope for we the Muslims then. The situation seems to be getting worse every day. The only for that situation to change is for we the Muslims themselves for Allah to change yourself. But if we look at Ramadan carefully, we realize it is possible for the change to take place. We can change for the better. How? But it's going to involve struggle against our own selves, against the evil within ourselves, and with community and with society. Look, during the month of Ramadan, we are able to guard, we turn them. We are able to guide our eyes. We yes them. What will they talk evil? All anything and what will they watch? What will they listen? All the month of Ramadan, with the guardians and the all. But now, after a whole month of rigorous training, we should not lie. We should not backbite. We should not slander anybody. And we should not indulge in useless talk them and unnecessary talk them. Because why? You go find out in the month of Ramadan, they train with. So it's possible for us to change, because if we're able to change during the month of Ramadan, why not after Ramadan? That's the question they ask yourself. So therefore, my brothers and sisters in Islam, these few advice I get for tonight, inshallah. I'm very sorry the technical problem will happen most of them will not be there, but inshallah we'll try to fix it one way or the other, inshallah. For this side, jazakumullahu khairan wa salamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Alaikum salam. Just give closing dua. Yeah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا صراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين اللهم لا تزل لنا ذنبا إلا غفرته ولا هما إلا فرجته ولا مريدا إلا شفيته ولا حاجة من حوائج الدنيا والآخرة يا رب العالمين اللهم إنك عفو تحب عفو عنا اللهم إنك عفو كريم تحب عفو عنا يا رب العالمين اللهم ربنا تقبل صيامنا اللهم ربنا تقبل صلاتنا اللهم ربنا تقبل قيامنا اللهم ربنا تقبل ركوعنا اللهم ربنا تقبل سجودنا وافتح برحمتك يا ارحم الراحمين يا عزيز يا غفار يا رب العالمين سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والصلاة والسلام على المرسلين وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين.
Jazakallah khair. So, Brother Umar.
Yes, sir.
Alhamdulillah, we don't complete the week this weekend.
Inshallah.
And inshallah, we group back on Friday, next Friday, inshallah.
Okay. Quickly, I just want to start a discussion now. So quick. This will be quick. I know say Hajawa then at the line, right? Hajawa.
Antiawa, salam alaikum.
This Hajawa then at the line. I believe I see him. That's it.
Antiawa, you have to mute. Assalamu alaikum.
Hold on mute.
So that, well, new technology business. How
Okay,
many
okay, I don't mute you now. Okay.
Okay, good. Okay.
Yeah, I don't say, yeah, so I want to start a quick discussion now. So I don't say it a little bit there far away, but
Okay.
we can take this offline. We can talk about this more when we prepare for Eid prayers. I don't say with the technology now, we're able to do something like how we can do now. We join hands together, FPU and Marcy. I get for talk to. I don't think say Bobo there online, the Marcy president, but I will get to Bobo. Let we try for begin make arrangements now, and of course, Brother Mukhtar, Indiana, and of course, Brother Sulaiman, the people that we consider the front people we compare it, but we really talk about religion. We get for involvement in this discussion, and we get for help with that as well. So, Hajawa, I get for reach out to you. So now we talk more about this. I will talk to the Marcy president as well. Now begin make arrangement for this now.
Okay, I go pass your message to the new president. Get a new president.
Oh, okay.
I go text you a number and a name, and I will also talk to Ramsey at this plan. You don't initiate.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Until this is Pekin. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. You shall say you name Pekin.
Good Ajawa. Sulaiman, then you don't get you good.
Okay, well, I go answer because bad bush not there for true bad Pekin.
Okay, well, Brother Sulaiman can get into this kind of trouble, so no worry.
Brother Sulaiman is okay. Inshallah. I'll pay for that.
Okay. All right, well, thank you so much.
All right. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam. Allah give you the blessings of the month.
Amin.
Amin.
Nice to hear you. Yeah.
Yeah.